Good morning from the first Vocational School of Kilkis. Today we are going to talk about the flora we met on the banks of the Acheron River. So on the banks of the Acheron River we meet an amazing number of trees, bushes and plants. In this lesson we will present you some of these. Plantanus orientalis. The oriental plane is found naturally in riparian settings. However, it is quite capable of survival and success in dry soils once it is consolidated and strengthened. Like other plane trees, it is tall, reaching 30 to 50 meters in height. Its leaves are borne alternate on the stem, deeply lobed and palmate or maple-like. It usually has a flaking bark becoming thick and rugged. The mature bark peels off or exfoliates easily. On a lot of trunks, bark may not flake off, but thickens and cracks instead. Flowers and fruit are round and burr-like, borne in clusters of between 2 and 6 on a stem. Considerable variation exists among trees in the wild. The tree is capable of being grown in most temperate latitudes, though it benefits greatly from warm summers. As a very large and wide tree with broad, thick leaves that tend to orient horizontally, it is especially prized for the shade and coolness it provides during the hot season. The leaves and bark have been used medicinally. A fabric dye has been made from the twigs and roots. The timber, often called lacewood, is figured and valuable for indoor furniture. The leaves are also often used by artists for leaf carving. Willow. Willows, also called sallows and osiers, from the genus Salix, which contains around 400 species of deciduous trees and shrubs. They are found primarily on moist soils in cold and temperate regions of the northern hemisphere. Most species are known as willow, but some narrow-leaved shrub species are called osier, and some broader-leaved species are referred to as sallow. Willows all have abundant watery bark sap, which is heavily charged with salicylic acid, soft, usually pliant, tough wood, slender branches, and large, fibrous, often stoloniferous roots. The roots are remarkable for their toughness, size and tenacity to life, and roots readily sprout from aerial parts of the plant. Willow's roots spread widely and are very aggressive in seeking out moisture. For this reason, they can become very problematic when planted in residential areas. The leaves are typically elongated, but may also be round to oval, frequently with serrated edges. Almost all willows take root very readily from cuttings or where broken branches lie on the ground. Willows are often planted on the borders of streams so their interlacing roots may protect the bank against the action of the water. Frequently, the roots are much larger than the stem which grows from them. The leaves and bark of the willow tree have been mentioned in ancient texts from Assyria, Sumer and Egyptians as remedy for aches and fever, and in ancient Greece the physician Hippocrates wrote about its medicinal properties in the 5th century BC. Salicin is the active ingredient of the willow bark. It is metabolized into salicylic acid in the human body and is a precursor of aspirin. Willow has been listed as one of the 38 substances used to prepare backflower remedies, a kind of alternative medicine. Ajuga reptans. Ajuga reptans is a perennial plant growing up to 30 centimeters with erect and fluffy stalk, purple flowers and oval green leaves. It contains alkaloids and iridoids. It has an exceptional ability to cover the ground and grows fast. It likes to be out in the sun, demands major amount of water and survives successfully in low temperatures. Because of its rapid growth, it is used as a plant suitable to cover the ground in areas with plenty of shade, irrigated under trees and bushes. It tastes bitter, but it is restorative and styptic. It has lenitive and healing properties when dermatological problems are involved. It helps digestive problems and cleans the liver. Motia petrae is a small, lively and deciduous bush found in the south of Europe. It's a short trunk up to 40 centimeters with an evergreen shrub, woody stems at the base, bearing alternate hairy leaves and blooms with lilac-blue, tube-shaped hanging flowers in small groups. The flowers are tubular, with a campanulate shape and have blue, scorpioid edges with 5 petals without plosive. It's a rare plant, which is met on the banks of the Acheron River. Finally, we'll talk about a beautiful flower which grows on beaches and coastal sand dunes. Pancratium maritimum, or sea daffodil, is a species of bulbous plant native to both sides of the Mediterranean region, where it is threatened under extinction. Other vernacular names are sand daffodil, sand lily, and lily of St. Nicholas. The specific epithet maritimum means of the sea. Pancratium maritimum is a bulbous perennial with a long neck, broadly linear leaves, evergreen, but the leaves often dye black during hot summer. Its leafscapes are often buried in the sun. The flowers have a pleasant, exotic and very subtle lily scent, which only becomes apparent during still, windless summer nights that allow the delicate fragrance to become perceptible. It is easily grown but requires a very sunny position and a very well-drained sandy soil. It needs hot summers to include flowering, and it's often a shy bloomer in cooler climates. It tolerates temperatures down to about minus 5 degrees Celsius. It multiplies by seed or division after flowering. Seedlings may flower in their 3rd or 4th year. Flowering is from August to September. The flowers open in the late afternoon and evening and close the following afternoon. For seed setting, insects appear to be indispensable. Although large solitary bees and honeybees visit the flowers, they do not cause pollination. Pancratium is in danger, despite its easy multiplication and durability. The population of Pancratium maritimum consists of a small number of plants on the beach Amudia because of man's abiding devastation of the natural environment in recent years.